What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Collector's Outpost. I am John. Today we're taking a look at another Micro Galaxy Squadron because I have a new obsession, and that's collecting ships. This is the Armada edition of Bo-Katan's Gauntlet. Let's take a look. All right, everybody, let's take a closer look at this ship. Obviously, collecting ships has been a slightly new obsession for me. This is the Armada edition, and I think the main difference between this one and the one that came out before it is some of the color. The one that came out before this was a gray color. You could see in there, this is kind of like a metallic or pearl blue. And that really did catch my eye, so I wound up picking this one up instead. It was a great deal on Amazon. I got it for like $9 or something like that, so this worked out really nice. Over here on the top left, you can see that the cockpit does open and Bo-Katan does fit in there. Micro Galaxy Squadron, Bo-Katan's Gauntlet, and over here we have number 0037A. And over here down on the left, we have Micro Bo-Katan, which just looking at it, it looks like it has a ton of paint detail, so I can't wait to take a look at that. On the side here, it says Armada Edition. Now, normally it says like Series 6, Series 1, 5, whatever, but this one just says Armada Edition. And flipping around to the back side, we have a whole red graphic. We have the spinning middle section here. We have the wings that flip up. Now, usually we have other ships that come out in that series, but there's nothing else on here. All right, let's dig on into this ship. But as I'm digging it out of the box, if you're new here, thanks so much for stopping by and checking out this video with me. Please drop down and hit the like, subscribe, and notification button for upcoming videos. I review a ton of lightsabers, 6-scale figures, and a lot of these little ships lately. And if you are a returning viewer, thanks so much for coming back and hanging out. Here's everything in the box. We obviously have the ship right here. We have the background image that comes with the Night Owls logo and Micro Bo-Katan. Now, I never use these things, so I'm just gonna get rid of it. Let's take a look at Bo-Katan. These things are so tiny. They're only about an inch tall or so. We do have a red graphic right there on the back. Let's take her out and take a closer look because she looks like she's got a lot of paint detail on it. Oop, oh, and down she goes. Every time I take one of these little Micro Galaxy figures out, I'm always blown away at how small they are. Let me see if I can creep this little quarter in. Right behind. I mean, look at that. That's a quarter. So tiny. She is standing at about an inch. Now, I'm standing behind the camera because my eyes are shot and I cannot see this tiny little figure with my bare eye. So I'm trying to see what it looks like from the back of the camera. Let's zoom in here a little bit. You can see all of the paint work on her helmet. We have the Night Owl emblem painted onto the helmet. I mean, how do you paint something that small? Do they just like print it on or something? Her chest armor looks like it's more of a silver, and the shoulder and gauntlets have a nice blue tone to it, and she has a brown belt. And on the back there, we have her rocket pack. Honestly, it looks like it comes off, but I am in no way going to try that because I will immediately lose it forever. And obviously some decent paint work all the way down to the knee pads and shin guards. And we do have a little bit of articulation with the arms and legs because we can put her in the ship. All right, let's move on over to the ship. We'll start at the front and work our way to the back. These tips, they are rubbery. They're a much softer plastic than the rest of the ship here. You can see that they easily bend. Each wing does lift and turn all on its own, so you can really set this up however you want. You can pop this down like this. On the bottom, we do have a single landing gear, which does look incredible. I do wish that there was a stand so that you can put this up in a flight mode. Let me put a little mini Bo-Katan right here so you can kind of reference the size here. But this looks absolutely beautiful. We can pop up the landing gear. There's only one because the wings are the other landing gear. So let's pop that up. Now these seem to be pretty tight, which is really good. So they should hold up in any position that you try to line them up in. And the center itself does also twist, which is really cool. However, I can't seem to get it to twist. Micro Galaxy, oh, there we go. Micro Galaxy is always really, really tight. So we've got this really cool flight battle mode, or whatever you want to call this mode. I really like these ships in these flight modes. But super cool. I love the detail that Micro Galaxy puts in. This didn't have to twist, you know, but they did go that extra effort and make that thing twist, which is fantastic. Just on the back alone, you can see all the details in the engines and all of the plating, all throughout. You can see all the plates and all the detail. Now, like I was saying, the blue, unlike the other version was just a gray. The blue has this kind of metallic, kind of pearl look to it, which I really, really like. I hope that's registering on the camera. I'm trying to get the light to shine off the paint, but I'm really digging that color of paint here. Same thing on the other side. And now over here, the cockpit, which looks like the Batmobile almost. The cockpit, you can put your finger right up front there and you can pop that right on open. And we do have some nice detail in there as well. Again, Micro Galaxy doesn't really skimp on the details. Let's get our Bo-Katan into sitting position and place her on there. All right, and there we have Bo-Katan in her gauntlet ship. All right, so this ship is coming in at about, looks like 6 inches wide. And from the tip of the wings to the back of the engine, we're coming in at about 6 inches as well. So it's a 6x6. The center section is coming in at 5.5 inches. And just sitting here without the landing gear up, this is coming in at, looks at about 1.25 inches from where I'm standing, give or take. So it is obviously a very thin ship. Now, just getting a close look at the ship itself here, they added a nice black wash to it to give it a little bit of a weathering. You can see all throughout the ship, there's just a decent black wash just to give it some age and weathering, like this thing's been flying around and doing some battle. Now, with that black wash, you can see that it really does pull out a lot of the detail here. There's piping and some wiring and plating and stuff like that. So that little black wash that they have really helps pull out a lot of that detail. Now, you could always go back and add a little bit more black wash if you want. And around the back, you can see the engines kind of have like a yellow or gold ring, little paint work around it. So very nice attention to detail. And let's get a nice close up of Bo-Katan in the cockpit. Looks really cool. I love the fact that you could put these figures in there. When I was a kid, I couldn't even dream about having figures or ships or anything with so much detail to them. All right, my friends, I think that is about it for this ship. This is the Jazzwares Micro Galaxy Squadron Bo-Katan Gauntlet Armada Edition ship. That was a mouthful to say, but I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please drop down, hit that like, subscribe, notification button. For upcoming videos, I have more lightsabers, ships, 6-scale figures, and whatever else I can dig up throughout the year to give a review for. All right, thanks for hanging out, and I will see you all on the next video. Be safe and kind out there in the world. See ya.